Welcome to VIMP, the very important movie podcast with Sean, Darian, Jaden, and Eli. I'm Sean.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaden.
And I'm Eli.
This is the world's first and only podcast whose host can't agree on what fantasy is or isn't. Recorded live from Hollywood, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, and a dungeon in Idaho with a pretty good Wi-Fi connection. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Fantasy Month. Unless you're Jaden, then it's... What is Fantasy Month?
How would you define fantasy?
How would I define fantasy?
Sure.
Well, I think historically speaking, it started as knights and wizards and witches and magic and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it can be expanded upon from there. But at its base, I think that's how I think of fantasy.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me?
Or
I agree.
anyone? Anyone
feel
can
like
speak on
There's such a broad, I don't know. There's
spectrum.
Yes, exactly. There's such a spectrum of what fantasy is. I mean, if you look up fantasy movies, you get anything from, what we did today to like Ready Player One. Have you seen that movie?
I have.
Yeah, it's like more of a futuristic
Yeah, it's
type of thing.
Wouldn't that be kind of like sci-fi though?
But it's not in space. I feel like sci-fi has to be in space. Or space coming to Earth, like aliens.
or it could be futuristic on Earth.
Really? You think so?
Well, because there's a lot of Star Trek that takes place on Earth
Okay.
in the future.
Yeah.
And that's still considered sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like Elysium would be sci-fi, shit like that. I think anything fantasy is like, it's on a spectrum, much like everyone in our family. We're all on a spectrum, which is why we're having this discussion in the first place, because we all are on a spectrum and we can't agree on anything.
Right.
Yeah, but someone has to be wrong, right?
No,
It's just interesting. Like
that's why we all get to pick a movie.
I was talking to Mom about us doing Fantasy Month, and she mentioned The Wizard of Oz, and I would have never thought of that as fantasy. But I'm looking it up, and that's like the number one
I would say
response.
that's way more fantasy than this movie. There's literally a talking Tin Man and Scarecrow
Right. That is
and magic shoes
fantastical.
and witches.
This movie has a
True.
rabbit that bites people's heads off.
And
And
that
a
guy
dragon.
that blows
Could
shit
be-
up,
Yeah,
Tim.
the wizard, Tim the wizard.
Is
The
everyone just
sorcerer.
forgetting about the witch? Are we forgetting about the witch here?
And
The witch didn't do anything witchy except be really skinny.
Yeah, seriously. She weighed the same
To
as
be
a
the
duck.
same
Come on, guys.
weight as a duck is insane.
It was a big ass duck, though.
Big duck,
I'm not even
small
sure that
girl.
was a duck. Was that a swan or goose? I think it was a goose.
We're going to
They're
start
so
arguing about
stupid.
it being a swan or a goose.
Idiots.
We can argue about that.
I'm fine with Jaden being mad about the genre, but if she just doesn't like it, then we're gonna have words. We're gonna have internet fisticuffs. But before we talk about Monty Python and the Holy Grail, what do you guys remember about movies that we've done previously? I picked a movie that is probably also fantasy, Coraline,
Mm.
which was an episode we did for Halloween. So things can be fantasy and scary at the same time.
Jaden's eyebrow raise.
I was just thinking, someone should have done What We Do in the Shadows for Halloween. This kind of reminded me of that same like parody
Yeah.
style.
Very
Man,
much
that would've
so.
been Good. That movie's so fucking funny too.
I love that movie. We can do it. Good thing there's every year, believe it or not, there's Halloween until the end of the world.
Whoa.
So you can pick that.
Well, maybe I'll conform to a
October.
religion that doesn't accept Halloween. You don't know that.
That's true. Anything's on the table these days.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear some Coraline questions.
These questions are accurate. I vetted them.
Okay. You proofread.
I did.
Good.
Okay. You guys ready? Everyone ready? I'm going to ask
Yep,
the
let's go.
question, and then if you know the answer without the multiple choice, then shout it out. But if you don't know it, I have multiple choice.
Sweet.
At-
This is one I can participate in.
Yes. At the beginning of the film, Coraline's eccentric neighbor Wybie gives her a gift that looks just like her. What is it?
A doll.
So don't
Correct. A rag doll with button eyes. Okay.
Woo!
We're off to a good start.
Go Jaden.
The other world is full of wonders, but its inhabitants share a creepy physical trait. What distinguishes all the other characters from their real world counterparts?
Button eyes.
Button eyes.
Do something a little harder.
Sorry. Sorry.
Too easy.
Okay, this one's harder. It's not actually. When Coraline refuses to stay in the other world forever, the beldam, the other mother, in parentheses, traps her in a dark space. Where does she imprison Coraline?
What? What'd you say?
In like a spider web, right? No, just kidding.
No.
That was
A
stupid.
closet?
No.
Wait, what
a
did you
room,
say?
right?
You said some weird word. I didn't know what you said.
The other mother
In
traps her in a
mirror?
dark
It's
space.
like in a
Her parents were in
are
the snow globe.
parents are the snow globe, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking Harry Potter.
Yes.
Also
You're
fantasy.
thinking-
Snow globe.
Yes, Harry Potter's parents
Were in a mirror.
but
that one
also Harry was also in the mirror too.
time.
And
With
when
his
Ron looked at the
parents.
mirror, he saw himself winning the Wizard Cup.
See, I definitely think of fantasy when I think Harry Potter. That was the first thing I thought of. But like, how do you pick which Harry Potter movie to watch for the podcast?
Yeah,
That's too
That would
much.
definitely count as fantasy. Okay, I've got more questions.
Okay.
Coraline was a landmark film for its animation studio and technique. Which studio produced this movie and what special technical achievement is it known for? Yes, but what is it known for?
Stop motion.
Stop motion.
Okay, there's a specific thing that this was the first to do in the stop motion world.
Can't remember.
Can we have some options, please?
It's about dimensions and the number of them.
Multiple dimensions.
That's true. Another dimension.
3 dimensions?
Yes, it was the first stop motion feature shot entirely in 3D.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. The ghost children reveal that the other mother's doll has a sinister purpose. What is the doll's primary function?
It spies.
To spy on her.
Correct. Spying.
Yeah. I'm cooking here.
Spying on the children so the other mother can learn how to lure them in, which is something that we talked about in the podcast episode. I do remember that. All right, you guys did a pretty good job. Now, I was curious if anyone had watched any more of the movies for the Academy Awards and had wanted to amend their picks or predictions. Nobody has to, but I'm opening the floor for amendments, changes,
If anybody watched what?
just any more of the movies.
No, I haven't yet. I'm
And-
going to
and if
this
it-
week.
Just anybody had any, because we're running out of time, but I'm just giving everyone the opportunity, opening the floor. If anybody wanted, as
Yeah.
we're not going to go over it. If nobody has any changes, then perfect.
Do you have any
Everything-
changes?
Nope, I don't either. I've seen them all, so I know who I want to win and who will win, who I think will win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. We are blowing through segments. We have a hard out on this episode, so it's not going to be 4 hours like the last one.
Sorry to
So-
disappoint.
So my initial pick, which may or may not be in last week's episode, was Excalibur, which I wasn't sure if I'd seen or not. I thought I'd seen it when I was a kid, but there was a new Arrow video 4K restoration that came out that got delivered to me the other day. So I popped it in yesterday and started watching it. And within the 20, 30 minutes, I knew that you all would absolutely hate this movie with a burning passion.
Why do you think that?
Well, it sort of seems like there was a really good description that David Sims of Blank Check wrote on Letterboxd. He said, this is the only movie I'm paraphrasing, but it's like the best movie ever made that also feels like a porn parody. It
What the
seems
fuck?
like they're all fucking around and doing it as a bit.
Mhm.
The speech and language feels like they're all doing Shakespeare parody and doing silly voices and acting like shit on purpose. But then
Mhm.
it's also kind of epic and well shot, but super weird. And it's like an acid trip and it jumps around in plot and you don't know what the hell's going on. And people will just disappear and reappear in a different place, like magically for no reason. And it's very hard to follow and also ridiculous, but very cool. But it's also like 2.5 hours long.
Mm.
And a lot of it is hard to take. Like you can take that kind of shit for a little bit, but eventually you're just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
About the last third, it kind of just starts going batshit insane and it gets really cool. But the first 2/3 you guys would hate it. I don't think you would just rebel.
Well, thank you for saving us.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, and it's basically the exact same. It's about King Arthur. It's a much longer version of King Arthur getting the court together and going on a quest for the Holy Grail. So I'm like, I'm just
Same
going to
story,
pivot.
but a different flavor.
Right. So I'm like, I'm just going to pivot to a much better movie, in my opinion. A
I
classic.
can't believe I didn't even think of this movie.
I didn't either until I saw it sitting on my shelf because I got the 50th anniversary last year, the 5K, not 5K, Jesus Christ. The
We're in the
4K,
future.
the 4K Steelbook. Ooh, I'm
Ooh,
showing it to you guys on
wow.
the camera. How
Wow.
cool is this? Ooh, and there's God on the back. And I
Nice, that's
was
cool.
watching this with Adeline last night, and when this guy popped up, she's like, "Dad, how'd you get in this movie?" So apparently, I look like God in Monty Python. Not right
Oh, yeah.
now, but in general, when I have a big beard, I look like.
Right.
So this is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Came out on July 18th, 1975. I was -1 year and a couple months old. And I have some fun trivias about July 18th, 1975.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
The top movie at the box office at the time. Can you guys guess what it is? 1975. What's the biggest movie in 1975?
Back to the Future?
That would be 10 years later.
LOL. Cut that out. Cut that out.
No,
Oh,
we're
Star
keeping
Wars.
that.
Star Wars?
Nope.
Okay.
That's
Cut that
later.
out. Cut that out.
It has to do with don't go in the water. Don't get in the water.
Jaws?
Yes, Jaws was the #1 movie at the
Nice.
box office. Huge hit.
Okay.
Basically the start of blockbuster cinema.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Good
hold
movie.
on, real quick. When Darian was saying cut that out, I just kept thinking about that Lord that had the son that started singing.
Yeah.
And he's like, cut that
It's
out,
like,
cut
nope,
that
nope,
out.
we're not doing that. We're not,
Not
doing
doing
that.
that.
Not doing that here.
Yeah.
Okay. The top song, you guys will never guess that. You'll never guess this ever. It's Listen to What the Man Said by Wings. Do you guys know what Wings is? Do you know who Wings is?
No.
It's Paul McCartney's band that he started after the Beatles broke up.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
I just went through a mini Beatles phase. I watched like 3 different Beatles documentaries and series for like 3 days.
It's a
Like,
fun, it's fun, huh?
all the ones on
Yeah.
Disney Plus, I just watched the entire series. So many
Wow.
hours.
Get Back. Did you watch Get Back? I assume
Yeah.
then. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love that. Just oh man, it's so fun to watch them in their element.
They're
Just
coming
like
out with
fly on the wall.
is it one movie? Why did I?
No, it's 4 movies.
That's crazy. So one for each
know.
of them?
Yeah, one for each of them. Nobody knows exactly. There's a lot of speculation on how it's going to work and what
Yeah.
eras, if it's going to be like overlapping, because they all come out like in the same month, like one every week, I
Oh,
think is what they're doing.
interesting.
So they basically are all coming out at the same time, but everybody's super curious about how it's going to work. Like if
I
it's
wonder
going to,
if they're gonna like intermingle them.
yeah, that's, or
That
if
would
it's
be
going to
kind of
be
cool.
like one era is going to be like it's going to start with John in like in the
Ooh.
50s and then focus on Paul and and like kind of go through the eras focusing on each one where they pop into each other's movies, or it's all going to be one timeline where they pop in and out and you're showing it from one person's point of view. Nobody knows, but hopefully it's going to be good.
The reason I started watching it was because I kept seeing like edits on TikTok of like John and Paul McCartney being in love. So I was like, I need to watch these.
Did you hear about their circle jerk sessions that they did together? They talked about.
Mm-mm.
I know it was Paul and John, and I don't know if George was there. I don't think Ringo was there because it was when they were teenagers, but they used to sit and watch porn and jerk off together.
Ew.
Nice.
And they
That's
talked
cute.
about it later. Some
Sounds
people
like a nice-
speculate that they were just, joking because they're very jokesters and say shit. So nobody knows for sure if it's true, but I'm pretty sure John said it at some point in the 70s or 80s
feel
before
like-
he was murdered by the coward whose name I cannot
yeah.
think of right now.
Tell him, babe, tell him.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, God, my mind is gone.
But that was crazy because I thought that he got killed when the band was still together, but they had not been together for a long time.
Yeah, it was like in 1980, I want to say.
Mark
And it
David
wasn't
Chapman.
even, I thought because when we were fighting about the chaperone stuff, you said that a woman got him killed or something along those lines. Like you said, as your argument was that John Lennon got killed by like a woman or whatever. So
I
I
did?
think something
No.
along those lines. And I was confused or maybe it was, you were just saying that he also got killed by fans or something, but that guy was not a fan.
Yeah, I think, well, he was a lover hater, like obsessive psycho. But he was his fan or not. He was obsessed with John Lennon. That's why he killed him.
Yeah.
No,
But
Marty's
it's
so
yeah,
also
I think yes. When we were fighting about Chaperone being harassed by fans, I said John Lennon got killed by a fan, not, and I might have said something about Yoko Ono breaking up the Beatles. You might be conflating them.
which is not
Mm.
true.
Well, I know, but that's kind of like
I
the
think
thing.
John Lennon made lots of horribly disgusting decisions,
Oh yeah,
and she was crazy, but
yeah.
I don't think you can put it all on her.
I know that's just kind of like the common trope that everyone says about Yoko and has for like the last 50 years.
Well, yeah.
I know it's complicated. There's that one part in the Get Back documentary where there shows Paul listening to some clip that he hadn't heard of a conversation I think that George and Ringo were having about how they should just go off and do their own albums, solo stuff, and then come back and be the Beatles again. And Paul's like, well, yeah, that would have been a good idea. We should have done that. I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know that was on the table.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn, if they just would have talked to each other.
I also didn't know that they stopped performing live.
Yeah, they couldn't hear.
Yeah, because the people literally were just
Mhm.
screaming no matter what. Like they couldn't even hear themselves,
Yeah.
and it
they
was
had-
stupid because they weren't actually listening to the music.
It was all performative bullshit.
Very interesting stuff.
I need to watch this. I haven't seen it.
They're all on
Yeah.
Disney Plus. Well, not all of them. I think they all are actually.
Yeah, all of Get Back's on there, and then the anthology, which
Yeah.
was a huge thing back in the '90s. It was on ABC, and then they came out with the anthology albums, but they put those, remastered them, and put them on Disney Plus, and then a new episode. I haven't watched that yet. Again, I watched it back in the '90s on everybody in the whole country did. It's pretty awesome.
sick.
And got some couple famous birthdays from July 18th, 1975. We got Darren from System of a Down, the guitar player.
Okay.
He was born in Hollywood.
Down the street.
Yep. And MIA was born in London.
Hmm.
Paper planes, you know.
Mhm,
All I want to
mhm.
do is get your money. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff about the Church Commission and political assassinations by the CIA. A report came out on that day, which is pretty interesting. The Church Committee, Congress. And there was a bunch of coups that were going on in South America, but we don't have time to get into that. All right. So, yeah, Monty Python on the Holy Grail was a formative movie for me. I think I saw it in high school for the first time. I think I rented it when I worked at the video store. And me and my friends and me, we rented that and Flying Circus and Life of Brian on VCR, VHS, and just stayed up all night for like a whole weekend watching them all over and over and over again. And Eli, you're the only one who's actually sat down and watched this ever in your life before.
Yeah, I watched it my freshman year in high school because someone in band was like, "Have you ever seen Monty Python?" I was like, "No, what the fuck?" And he showed me a clip on YouTube,
What the fuck?
and it was the one with the "'tis but a scratch" part.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to watch this ridiculous movie, and I did. It was so good. Yeah.
And Darian, you've only seen clips, but you've never actually sat down and watched the whole thing before.
Yeah, I've never sat down and watched it from start to finish, but I've definitely seen bits and pieces.
Most of it just in
Yeah.
clips.
Yeah. It's pretty
And
like
Jaden.
well known.
Oh, it's super well known. Hopefully, we'll get some people actually to listen to this episode. We'll see. And Jaden, you have absolutely zero experience with this whatsoever.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen clips or anything of it.
Have you
Surprised I
heard
didn't
some of
know.
these lines before? Really? You've never heard
No,
Nice.
"'Tis but a scratch"? from anyone?
maybe, but it's not like
Anything
I
that's
know.
ringing
Yeah.
out to you?
No.
I'm getting
Yeah.
better.
I did want to say during the time when you weren't so crazy about movies, Sean, did you ever see or watch movies on YouTube and like the multiple part things, or was that never like something you did or tried to do?
No, absolutely not. I never did that ever.
Okay, because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I watched this movie on YouTube and like a bunch of like little parts and clips. I can't remember who posted them, but then you had mentioned something about earlier over text about how you were like, oh, you guys, I can just set up the phone and have you guys watch it. And I was thinking about pirating movies, and something specific came to mind that is like so distinct about my childhood. I'll go through it very quickly. I remember there used to be a guy in a van used to come to my neighborhood and have pirated movies, and he'd sell them to us. And he would set up a camera in a movie theater. He would record it and then sell them in our neighborhood for like $2, $3.
That is
So
insane.
we would watch like I can't even remember what movies were out during that time, but he would like have like a van full of just copies of pirated movies It was the best, dude, because it was horrible quality. I remember it being horrible, but yeah,
Wow.
See, the reason why I never watched movies in clips on YouTube is because I was already pirating shit 10 years before YouTube was even invented.
Allegedly.
Wait, are you
Allegedly.
sure that this actually happened? Because I feel like that was a scene in a Nickelodeon or Disney Channel show of like a parody of people pirating movies.
No, they
I
really
swear
do.
to God.
There's cam versions of movies, and there's a huge black market, especially in other countries. Like you go to India or China or Mexico, I would assume people pirate movies and burn them to a DVD and sell them.
That's
It's a
probably
huge
where
black market.
But
Disney
in
got
a
the
van,
idea from.
in a random neighborhood.
Well, what kind of neighborhood? I don't know where you grew up specifically in Phoenix, Eli, but was it a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood?
yeah, we were. It was this trailer park on 27th in Deer Valley. I don't know if you ever went back there by that mountain.
Yeah, we used to live over by there.
Yeah, we lived in that trailer park in there, and he used to go to our neighborhood and the neighborhood down the street from us, and then he would go to another neighborhood that was a little bit further. I want to say west from where we were, and it was
What the
like all
hell?
Hispanic neighborhoods.
He never came to our neighborhood.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have bought it because I would probably had already downloaded it.
Yeah, we had so many movies.
Yeah, you guys. Also, I feel like you didn't go because white people would snitch.
No, we would. Well, other white people would snitch. I wouldn't snitch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, not you guys. You guys don't count.
I wonder
Yeah,
if that's
that's
the
true.
white van that everyone was freaking out about. Do you guys remember that during that time? How
no.
Yeah.
it was like a huge thing at our school that there was like white vans, like kidnapping people or something.
They were
That
just
was like a
selling movies.
huge thing at our school.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just everywhere or at our school specifically.
I remember
during
them
that
sending
time.
out letters.
Yeah, but I remember like anytime we'd see me and my friends would see a white van, we'd like literally run.
It's still a thing today. Your sister, they talk about white vans and avoiding them. Still,
Still.
whenever we see a windowless white van driving down the road, you're like, oh, there's the creeper van.
Well, it's like, why are you driving that?
Yeah.
Why are you driving that creeper van if you're not a creeper?
Well, that's the vans that people buy for their work, or they get assigned to them.
Creepy work.
Like a plumbers drive around in
Plumbers are
windowless white
creeps.
vans.
No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
true. They deal
Plumbers
with
are
poop and shit. Poop and shit.
They love it. They're freaks. No,
They
I was
love
telling
the
Dad he should be a
feces.
plumber before we started the podcast today. And he told me to
Fine.
fuck off. But honestly, you make really good money.
It's not easy to get into. You have to be an apprentice and go to school and get
Yeah.
certified.
Yeah.
And
And you also have to deal with like a lot of shit.
yeah, and the money is in the construction, like new installations of plumbing, and I don't want to do any of that. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm falling apart as it is.
An easy job that I've seen is splicing, like splicing fiber optic cable. It's like you get your own van, you sit inside of the van, and you just splice cables all day long. And it looks pretty easy, pays good, but I think you'd be traveling a lot because of where you live.
If I was listening to a podcast and this is what it cut to, I would turn the podcast off immediately, just so you know.
You don't want to hear about splicing?
Absolutely not.
Whatever, nerd.
Mm.
Guys, I bought an easel. I'm going to start painting.
Cool. Love that.
Yeah. Paints and brushes are so expensive. We went to an art store yesterday and there was a brush for $100, just one brush.
That's
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
Yeah. $100. It wasn't even that big.
Do you remember when I don't remember, I think I got your mom a bunch of stuff for anniversary or Valentine's Day, a bunch of painting stuff, like an easel and a bunch of canvases and paint and shit. And it was when we were living that couple months after we moved from El Mirage and lived at grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
So she painted some stuff and then she put it all to keep it safe, put it in a garbage bag on top of above the washer and dryer on that shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ray threw it all away like the next day. She was so mad.
He
Oh my
was
God.
ruthless during that time.
He
I know.
was. Was that was during the same time when he took all the cigarette butts and put them in your bed, right?
Yep.
That really happened, right? Okay.
Cigarette butts
I
from
think so.
other people's cigarettes that had just washed down in the gutter, just out in the street. He just went out into the street and collected cigarette butts and put them in the bed. Yeah, like Cools and, Winston-Salem
all day.
lights.
Oh, I want to know the backstory on why you guys got butts in your bed.
Okay,
Because they were
because
smoking cigarettes and not throwing away the
no, we were
cigarettes.
throwing them away. We weren't throwing them in the street, but anytime it would rain or somebody would water their yard, all the water would
Yeah,
run
it really
downhill,
did. To the
pick up cigarette
wash.
butts, and then they'd just be in the gutter or on the street or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would just go out and
That's
collect them and assumed that we were
disgusting.
throwing them out there,
Was
even
smoking
though
like, I know smoking was obviously more popular at this time, but was it like every single person in the world was smoking? Because I've never
No.
once seen cigarettes washed down in front of their house, ever.
well, I'm not lying because they were all different brands that nobody bought, and they were out in the street, old, like dried up ones, like 10 years old, shit like that.
It feels so out of character, too. Because,
Right?
like, I could never imagine him doing something like that to me, ever in my life.
No. I could see him like going off and ranting about it and like hemming and
Not
hawing about it,
even.
but I couldn't imagine
I think
him
I've
doing
just
that.
never pissed him off in my life.
I feel like
Or
he has a
something, 'cause-
special softness for you. I don't know what that is,
Yeah,
but he really
It's
does.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
not for
I
me
used
either.
to, the only thing I've ever done that probably pissed him off, but he never said anything, and it was pissing me off just as much, was like the sink thing. I think I talked about this before. The little sink rack that he covers the garbage disposal, and you can't use it. That shit
Right.
pissed me off. When I was living there, I would just switch it every day. And every day it would be back in the same spot. We just had a silent war. Just switching it back and forth.
He is very set in his ways, for sure.
Very.
Which, I feel the same way. The older I get, the more I'm like that. So I do feel for him. I wouldn't want a whole family of assholes moving into my house and fucking up with my flow. So
No, that's true. To be fair, this was like
There's sides to it.
forever ago.
it was 21 years ago,
Wow. Yeah.
2005.
Anyway, let's get back.
Yeah. So this movie has a plot, sort of, but it's mostly a series of sketches with the most quotable lines of any movie ever made. It's probably the most quoted, one of the most, probably with it being around for now 51 years, I would say it's probably at this point the most quoted movie of all time. If you were just add up everyone in the world just saying quotes, there was some way to categorize that or tabulate that, it's probably the most quoted movie ever. Maybe, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That particular line from Gone with the Wind might be, or something from
I mean, there's
Casablanca.
lines here and there, but like as a whole,
As a cumulative,
Mhm.
just
For real.
whole thing from the movie.
I
would
feel
say
like
this-
number 1 is Monty Python, and number 2 is Mean Girls, of course.
Yeah, you don't even go here.
She doesn't even go here.
I still say that. I still say that to this day. All right.
So should
Well,
we
that's
go
the
to
movie.
that
For one of our categories, Mean Girls.
You should.
It's a fantasy.
No,
It's reality.
for back to school or whatever.
Ooh.
We could do the musical, the new one, for fantasy.
That's so funny.
But Chris Briney, though.
Yeah, but no.
I kind of
Yeah.
like the.
If he
I like.
wasn't in it, I
I
wouldn't
didn't
watch
even
it.
watch it, but I saw clips of that one girl singing, not Renee Rapp, the other girl,
The main girl.
and the one that plays
Katie.
Katie,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to watch that ever again.
Yeah. No,
I think
that's totally
I kind
fair.
of like it. I think it's pretty good.
Well, you notoriously have bad takes, so.
That's not true. I'm right about everything, and I have perfect, impeccable taste.
Dad loves musicals.
Everyone knows
so.
it. I do like musicals. I saw it in the theater, and I also bought the 4K.
I don't like it as much as the original, but
Yeah, no, it's not as. But you would think that it sucked ass.
Did you know that
right.
Rachel McAdams had that came out, and then The Notebook came out, and she filmed The Notebook before Mean Girls, but Mean Girls came out before The Notebook, like
Really?
months apart. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't see The Notebook until like 4 years ago, because I was like, I ain't watching that bullshit. And it turns out it's really good, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I said on a previous podcast that I used to be a Notebook hater, but it's actually really good. Nicholas
It's quite sad.
Sparks.
Yeah, fuck that guy though.
Yeah, I've tried reading some of his other books, and I really don't like them.
Well, him as a
Not his
person
style.
he's a massive piece of shit.
I believe it.
He's a huge anti-gay rights advocate. He's like a huge homophobic dude who donates money to stop gay rights and shit like that.
So dumb.
Stop gay rights.
And if
So
any of
dumb
that's
fucking
not true,
money.
it's parody, but I'm pretty sure it's true.
Right, but like thinking about
Allegedly.
it, can you imagine like donating money to a place that says that they're trying to stop gay rights, what do they do?
Lobby Congress people to pass laws, probably, would be my guess.
To pay for all the signs.
Yeah, all those people out there. God hates, et cetera, et cetera.
I
I feel
strongly
like
believe that if you're homophobic, you are gay.
Mm-hmm. Doth protest too much.
yeah. And like I feel like people saying God and then saying hates, for someone that believes in God, I feel like those two words shouldn't go together ever. But
I concur with you.
you've got two empty halves of coconuts and you're banging them together.
I'm so glad I'm not editing because that would have confused the shit out of me.
So we've ridden since the snow of winter covered this land. This part was so funny to me because they got into a whole fucking thing about swallows.
Debate about the
And just
swallows.
That's
and then and then the callback for it at the very end, dude.
yeah.
Beautiful.
You have to know these kind of things when you're king.
Yeah, there were a lot of callbacks in this movie, which I really liked. Like later when they were doing the witch part, there was a guy that was just like trying to figure out the two birds with the string and the coconut. And it was like
Yeah.
for a second. So like you could easily miss it, but that shit's funny. I like a good callback.
Yeah, I'm really flummoxed on how to go about talking about this movie. So
Could be carried by an African swallow. Yeah, not an African swallow, maybe, but not a European swallow.
what about two together? I mean, an African swallow, but they're not in Europe, so
Yeah, this is hard.
I know. We're just reading the
like-
script.
Yeah, I was just looking at the part where they were saying bring out your dead, and it was just this guy trying to negotiate, getting, I'm assuming, his father or just an older person. And he's like, but I'm not dead.
This part, I was saying this all the time. From when I was a teenager, just anytime, like, oh, how you feeling? Like, you're sick? You're like, yes, but I'm getting better.
I think that was a thing too in this movie, just like, because this one, they said it was getting better. The guy, when he stormed the castle and killed everybody, and the dad said, but he's getting better.
Yeah. I love the callbacks. I was there's a 15-minute special feature on the disc of basically just short little interviews that cuts around with a whole bunch of different comedians, like David Cross and Scott Aukerman, Brian Posehn, Craig Ferguson, just talking about their relationships with this movie. And it's kind of like the inspiration for Mr. Show, which is something you've got. I say that like you guys are huge Mr. Show fans and know what it is at all.
Don't.
It was a sketch comedy show on HBO in the 90s with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, where it was a sketch show akin to Saturday Night Live, but sketches and not live. But they all every scene would lead into another one, and having callbacks and shit like that. And they sort of their whole inspiration for making that was Monty Python. So, and this movie in particular.
That was Mr. Show.
Yes, Mr. Show with Bob and David. It's where Jack Black got his start.
Oh, that's Uncle Ian.
Who's Uncle Ian?
David Cross was in Alvin and the Chipmunks, and he was Uncle Ian.
Okay. Yes. He has a famous quote about people giving him shit about being in Alvin and the Chipmunks, where they're like, do you think being in Alvin and the Chipmunks is ruining your indie cred? And are you kind of selling out? And he's like, well, you can't buy houses with indie cred.
It's so true. Yeah, and then it's also got and Bob is Saul.
Yes.
I feel like you also have to think about like all these actors. Not only do they have a thing here, right? But like even my generation knows who he is simply because he acted in a movie that we know. And when you might mention David Cross, but then some people might not know. Like you said David Cross to me, I was like, who's David Cross? But now that I see him, it's Uncle Ian.
That's crazy. That's the thing that you know him from. And
Yeah,
he's been in so many other things, like Arrested Development, Tobias Funke. Never seen Arrested Development. You guys should put that on your list.
I cannot get into Arrested Development. I don't know why. Like, I love shows like that, but I've tried multiple times and I can't. Like, and I'll see clips of it online and I'm like, that is so funny. But when I try to sit down and watch the show, I don't know, it just doesn't click for me. I haven't tried it in years though, so maybe I'm just due to retry.
You should. It's one of the best things ever made. It's hilarious. I can't speak any more highly about Arrested Development.
I mean, it just has all of the workings of something I should like.
Yeah, the very first episode is Jason Bateman is leaving California
Mm-hmm.
because his family's crazy, and he's going to move to Phoenix to take a job in Phoenix, some sort of real estate job or development job. And he gets off the plane in Phoenix and goes to open the door of the cab and burns his hand on the door and turns around, walks back into the airport and flies back to LA. It's like, this place is too fucking hot. I'm not doing it.
So funny.
Yeah. I need to try again.
Oh my god. This the next part where he's like, well, how did you become king then with the peasant guy? I just thought it was so funny how this peasant guy is just trying so hard to make him like a horrible person. He's like just speaking facts about
exploiting the
shit.
workers and an outdated imperialist dogma which perpetuates the economic and social difference in our society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, bloody peasant.
He's like, shut up.
What a giveaway.
Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Which is a lot funnier coming from people in England who still have a monarchy. So, but it can be applied to, I mean, it's funny to think that back in the 70s, well, this is like right after like Watergate and everything. So it's not like a representative democracy is doing much better. But I guess, if you think about it, Nixon technically got caught and resigned and wasn't president anymore for just breaking in to instilling some secrets from somebody else's office, which compared to how things are now and nobody gives a shit about anything or does anything about anything, it's pretty crazy that he had to resign over that back then. And it was such a huge deal. That'd be a drop in the bucket these days.
Seriously.
It's just full on open corruption and just buying people off and
Nothing's
just
happening.
giving them millions and millions of dollars to do shit. Nobody cares. Nobody does anything.
I don't get that.
And just to think that having some dudes break into your opponent's office to see what you're up to look at your files, which is bad and shouldn't happen, but just comparatively. And it was like the biggest thing, everything is a gate now because of Watergate.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the what every scandal since then is named after.
Mm-hmm.
And comparatively, it's such a small thing. But you don't vote for kings. How did you become a king then? His whole description of how he became is basically the first hour of Excalibur, where he's her arm clad in the pure shimmering samite held aloft Excalibur from the bosom of the water, signifying my divine providence that I, Arthur, was to carry Excalibur. That is the first hour of Excalibur.
That's so funny. And there's also, I thought it was funny in the beginning of this scene where he misgenders and also guesses the wrong age. Well, not the wrong age, but
right.
Age group.
He's like old lady. He's like
old woman, man.
He's like, I'm only 36. I'm not that old.
I can't just call you man.
That's old.
Yeah, you guys will be there before you know it.
You say 36 is old? Wow.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, during that time. Yeah, that was old.
The time, to do a little callback to the cigarettes in the bed, I was 29 when that was happening.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost there.
And now I'm almost 50. That's how fast time goes by.
Really fast.
Yeah, kind of worried. First lifetime, kind of nervous.
You know why they say why time accelerates the older you get is because you don't experience new novel things. When you just keep doing the same shit every day, your brain just skips past it. It's like that movie Click with you're just fast forwarding through your life because you're not doing anything new. And I definitely feel that, especially my job now where I just drive on the same freeways, past the same places to go to the, driving across the country on the same road over and over again. I know every pothole in America at this point.
That's insane. I'm just thinking about that shit right now.
I like the theory of like percentages of your life, like when you're 2, 1 year is 50% of your life.
Oh, yeah.
So it feels so much longer, but when you're 50, a year is 1/50th of your life. It's much smaller. So it feels very insignificant. But I remember when I was a kid, time was so slow. When I was talking to Adeline earlier, I was like, oh, May will be here before you know it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, probably not for
Yeah, for
her.
her, that's months
For
away.
her,
That's
that's
gonna take forever.
forever. Yeah. But for me, I'm like, "Ugh, I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be May."
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about how, like, I feel like before, when, like, for example, when I get my phone taken away, like, it'd feel like 2 days, 3 days was like forever. Like, that's like, you know, whatever. But like 3 days without a phone now, it's like, hell yeah. You know, I deserve that. I don't know.
I deserve that.
Is Jaden always grounding you
Shake
from your
your phone
phone?
away.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Yes, actually, what the hell? In a way, yes. Because no, I have this app on my phone. I'm not gonna say the name of it because they're not paying us. But I have this app that tracks my app usage and it shuts my phone down. That she installed on my phone. Oh, kind of.
Hello? No, I didn't.
No, 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 no. Don't try to
No,
back
we've
out.
literally talked about this app before on here. It's called
No, don't say.
I
I'm
don't
bleeping that
care.
out.
It's called
You
bleep.
wanted that app and you paid for that app. I don't even have premium. You have premium.
Nah,
Anyways,
Well,
whatever.
And
isn't
yes,
that the one
I
that you
did
got
on
us to subscribe to
yeah.
so you could get premium?
yeah, and mom never did it, so and I don't want to ask her. I need one more
Cut that.
person. But anyways, yeah, I did it for TikTok because he literally will be on TikTok in any spare moment of time. Like he'll literally be waiting for like a game to load on his computer and he'll immediately open TikTok. Or he'll spend 40 minutes in the bathroom on TikTok.
No, I know
put
I'm
that
in a
out there.
bad place when I pull up to a red light and I'm like, I need to pull out my phone.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's him.
Christ, y'all.
That's
It's
him.
it's bad.
It's irritating. I hate it.
It's so bad.
It's bad. I
Whatever.
can't be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah, that's why you gotta
How the
start listening to
depression
podcasts.
comes in.
Or, hear me out, just silence for
Oh
like
God,
10
no.
seconds. For 10 seconds. You really
No.
need to try just when I first before I did the opal thing, I was like, my brain is really messed up, like really bad. And so I saw this TikTok, of course, about how to stop using TikTok. And
Mhm.
one of the things they said was to just sit and just do nothing for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no nothing. Just sit there for 10 minutes. And I did that and it was so hard.
Yeah.
I've never done it again. But you should do that.
Can
It's
you be
crazy.
driving? Does that count? Because I do that
No.
sometimes.
Well, maybe.
What if I'm just driving
I've
across
done that
Nebraska?
I
driving.
mean, yeah, okay. If you can do it driving easily, then I don't think that counts.
I've definitely had days after work where I have to drive home in complete silence. So,
Mhm.
Well, that's because you're dying.
oh yeah.
You're not decompressing. You're just literally dying. And if
Yeah.
you have any sounds, you're gonna die more faster. I don't think that's counting as that's not a restorative meditation time of quiet reflection. I don't think it counts.
I've been experiencing that for years though. Sometimes just after a day of work, you're just like, fuck. I gotta sit with that one.
Mhm.
Yesterday we drove all day long and we didn't have music on the entire time.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm not in the mood for music. I
Me-
usually am, but
Me too.
sometimes
I did see something, a study on the news, on Apple News, that people who continue listening to music as they get older have a less likely chance of getting dementia or Alzheimer's.
Hmm.
So music apparently is good for your brain. So don't
That's-
stop listening to music.
I
It's
believe it.
contradicting because I would listen to music every single day at work, and my memory's still shit. So please explain that one, Sean.
But think how much worse it would be if you didn't.
It's true.
See, everything that I do, like every kind of supplement I take or anything I do for well-being, I'm like, well, I still feel like shit and my memory is still trash. But then I go, oh, maybe it would be 10 times worse if I didn't do those things.
True.
I think that's how they get money.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know. I guess you got to do like an A/B test, quit doing stuff and see if you feel worse. I hurt my neck today at the gym. I can't turn to the left. I can't turn my neck to the left.
Oh my god, that's happened to me before. Not at the gym, but after sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Happened like quite a few times within a 1 year period. Really weird. And I was freaking out when that happened to me. Oh my god.
Why?
I was like, I'm gonna die. Because I literally couldn't move my head.
Yeah,
It's
the first
terrifying.
time it happens to you in your life, which I think it happened to me the first time where a pinched nerve is in my 20s too.
Mm-hmm.
And you do think you're going to die. You think it's never going to stop.
Yeah. I think it was when I was living in Idaho and we lived with grandma and grandpa and I slept on, when we had that giant beanbag in that
Yeah.
room that you're
Yeah.
in right now. And I slept on there because I don't remember why. And I guess I slept weird or something. But then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I was like, what happened?
It's terrible.
That was so scary. And I had like a warm compress on it all day long. It was like not helping at all.
You can really avoid, you get used to it, except when you're driving and when you have to turn your whole body to make a turn. And so you can't, when you go to, you
Yeah.
have to go like,
Yeah.
sucks.
Just risk it.
The biscuit.
I couldn't drive at that time, so.
That's true. You were too young. You were a young lass. Speaking of, I had to go to the DMV today to transfer a title.
Mm.
I took possession of my parents' car because they can't drive it anymore. And it was way cheaper to put on my insurance than what they were paying for their insurance to not even drive it. So I transferred the title over to my name and everything. Didn't go. So Idaho, I may be nitpicking in Idaho, but it's a very, fucked up right-wing state. They have, if you when you go to register an electric car, it's an extra $150 a year because it's making up for what you're not paying in the fuel tax. They estimate that you would pay $150 a year. And if you have a hybrid car, they cut it in half because they estimate that that's how much you would pay in taxes.
Right.
So you have to pay $75 for a hybrid, and this is a Prius. So I had to pay an extra $75. And I'm like, I'm not even driving this thing. It's just sitting in the garage. I drive it. You're definitely not getting $75 of fuel tax. I'm not driving 75 miles worth of fuel tax. You are ripping
Yeah.
me off.
Uh-huh.
I think in other states, they're like, oh, we'll give you they want you to buy those cars.
Yeah.
They give you
Exactly.
discounts. But in Idaho, they're like, fuck you for buying a hybrid or electric car. We're charging you more. Because we're fucking hate that shit. Pussy
Not only
woke
that,
liberal shit.
But in California, you get like when you don't drive your vehicle, you can like put your title in a specific state, like not a state, but like
Temporary, like status.
like a temporary status. They'll charge you like, I think it's like $30 for you to just have your parked car or like your car parked, and then you don't use it, and then whenever you do use it, you just take it out of that status or whatever, and you just continue paying your title as you were. But that's so fucking ridiculous. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. I was pretty angry. I didn't know about that until today because I've never had a hybrid before until today. And I do have to drive it because the battery dies if it just sits there, or the batteries
Did they, like,
die.
give you the car, or like why wouldn't you just sell it?
Because we're keeping it for Adeline.
I
Is it
would
still
sell
gonna
it.
be usable by then?
Yeah, she'll be able to get her license, her permit in like 4.5 years.
That's crazy.
That's
15.
terrifying.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it only has 36,000 miles on it.
Yeah, but that feels like I don't know. I feel like hybrids don't last as long. That's just my brain saying that though.
It is a Toyota though.
Toyota, so it'll last.
Toyotas last forever.
So every time I'm home, I drive it for errands when I'm running around just to make sure the battery's in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, like Jaden said, I would sell it because then it's not gonna depreciate. It's a Toyota, but it is gonna slowly go down in value. But
Well, the thing is that getting her a car that's of equal value or usable is because used cars are so expensive that it's better off just keeping
that
it.
makes sense. I'm gonna shut the hell up then.
2018, so it's not like it's 100 years old, and it's in good shape. It's like in perfect shape with only 36,000 miles on it. So, and I can use it and save gas when I'm doing errands when I'm home. So it's all good. It's all good.
All good.
It's better
She
than
has a wart.
it's better than pretending that you're just running around on a horse. Okay,
Of
Jane.
course.
When this movie first started and you see him clopping around pretending to be on a horse with a guy with coconuts, what was your initial impression? Were you pissed or did you think it was funny?
I was like, ugh, I knew exactly what this movie was gonna be. I was like, great, another fucking Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
What is wrong with you? How did you end up this way, being raised by me? I don't understand.
I don't know. I feel like, well, I spent more time with mom, and I don't know. I like comedies, but it's definitely not my top favorite.
I put this on last night and Adeline was watching with me. She was laughing her ass off.
Like, I chuckled a couple times, obviously, but it wasn't like so funny. And I also, when there's not like a huge storyline, it's hard for me to focus. Like, I need to be drawn in, and this didn't really draw me in.
Yeah, because it's
They
more
gotta get the
skits.
grail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's weird because I was listening to Comedy Bang Bang when I took Adeline to school this morning, and she made me pause it and not listen to the rest of it until I picked her up from school because she wanted to finish listening to it.
The only part that I remember really making me like chuckle was the part where he's like cutting off his arms and stuff. That part was really funny. But other than that, like the part with the witch, that was so dumb to me. That honestly just kind of pissed me off. And I was like, God, I want these guys to die so bad. And yeah.
I also think it was kind of making fun of the fact that people actually did this back in the day.
Yeah,
And it just
obviously.
goes to show that it's so fucking stupid, and people were so fucking stupid, and religion is so fucking stupid to the point where you would burn somebody because of stupid things. So I mean, come on, you kind of gotta give it credit for being a little feminist because it's making fun of it. Think about that.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said those guys pissed me off.
And I think it
And
is
you're just regurgitating things that I've said to you that you get annoyed by. So
whatever. Yeah,
go off, I guess.
it makes me sound smart.
Well, we are at the part with the Black Knight, so we can talk about that a little bit. It's the we see the Black Knight and the Green Knight fighting. Have you guys seen the Green Knight? That movie? Pretty good. You should watch that. It's pretty trippy. But I digress. We don't have time to talk about that. And yes, this is probably the this part and the French part at the end are probably the most quoted things, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a scratch. It's merely a flesh wound. And this is the part this is the only part you laughed at then, Jaden, huh?
Kind of. I also was like getting distracted by not wanting to watch the movie anymore. So, but that's the part I was paying attention to the most. And also the part where I was looking at people talking about this movie online as I was watching the movie. And and I was like, I saw a lot of people saying what is the thing that they were saying? Knit or knee or whatever?
The Knights That Say Knee?
Knee. And I knew that I saw people saying that as if that was like a really funny part. And so I was like expecting that to be really funny. And I didn't find that funny in the slightest.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Like at all.
You have to bring us a shrubbery.
That part, the part after they're like, bring us a shrubbery, like a second shrubbery, and then leave a path. That part was kind of funny. But
I like the part when they were like, you have to go into the forest, find the biggest tree, and chop it down with a herring.
yeah. The second time they went to see them was kind of funny, but I don't know. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is so funny. Like, I love this. It was like, oh, that was kind of funny.
We are no longer the knights who say knee. We are now the knights who say icky, 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 icky. Something, something.
They're train time.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Last time the train's gonna be on the pod, so enjoy it.
Yay. Did you guys, okay, well, we're just jumping all around on here because, there's really no plot. But so do you remember, the scene where there's the historical dude talking and then Arthur runs by and cuts his fucking slices his neck open and kills him?
Mhm.
Did you catch that that's what the cops are after them for the whole thing?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't remember that. I was discovering I don't think I caught that the first time I saw it or when I watched it when I was a kid. I don't think I even caught that at all. So I'm dumb shit because
So
this is the
funny.
first.
I feel like this is a movie that you watch it a few times and you pick up on things that you didn't notice before because there's a lot happening.
There is.
And there's
Oh,
also a lot of stuff that they say where I'm like, what'd they say? And I feel like if you watch it multiple times, you'd be like, oh, okay, I hear it now. And that's funny.
I listen to a lot of podcasts of people with British accents, so I feel like my ear for hearing what shit British people say is better than most people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yes,
struggle with it.
there is a lot of stuff that was difficult to pick up, even with an ear for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if British people have a hard time hearing British people say British shit.
No, I don't
Probably
think
not.
so. Yeah.
What about all the different accents? People always talk about how there's different accents in Britain. And like they're like, what's the most annoying or difficult
Yeah.
accent to pick up on?
Some of them are really hard.
Yeah, like Cornwall, Welsh accents are hard.
Mm.
Scottish accents.
See, so I'm not far off.
Or like the slang gets me too because I'm like, what does that mean? Like, maybe I heard what you said, but I don't get it at all.
Yeah, the Cockney rhyme, the slant rhyming, that shit's confusing. But it all makes sense if you look it up and have it explained to you. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
now.
But when
But
you're
it's
trying to
all
follow along, you're like, "Ooh."
next. I'm gonna make you guys watch Snatch.
There was another part that I thought was really funny that Eli thought was silly that I thought was funny, and it was the part where I really liked the cartoon parts. Those
Mhm.
are cool. But the
Yeah.
part where the guy came out of the castle and there was like the sun and the clouds with the legs, and he's like, "Go away, go away," and then they all walk away, and he's like, "Ha, bloody weather." That part was so funny. I don't want to start saying that.
Isn't Jaden just the weirdest person, bro? Like, how the fuck?
Another funny part was when they were going to Camelot and they did that whole little like musical number. They like stepped on a cat and did their whole thing, and then they were like, "Actually, let's not go to Camelot. It is a
It's a s-
silly place."
It's a silly place. I just bail on it, and then when they're the prince dude who's supposed to get married, and he's keeps trying to sing, or he's gonna start singing, and the dad comes like, "Nope, nope, we're not doing
No.
that."
It was actually annoying me when he was talking to the guards, though. It was one of those bits where it's like it's
It never
funny,
ends.
and then it goes on and on. You're annoyed, and then in the end, it's funny again. But it's like I was like, okay, please, like I get it, I get it. They don't get it.
They don't get it. Oh, but that leads into the funniest, the parts that I remember probably the most from watching it when I was younger is when he's riding or he's running up towards it. It keeps cutting back. It keeps showing the same scene over. He never gets closer.
Yes, it was the same scene over and over again.
They just keep looking at him, and then it just cuts to him being there, just having him, and he just runs through the whole
Runs
castle,
through,
murking everybody
stabbing
in there.
everyone, the women, the
It's
children.
ridiculous.
He's just kicking him, stabbing him. I died, Jane. That one, did that get you at all? Like, did that tickle your funny bone even a little bit?
That guy was pretty funny when he was like, "I just get carried away." It's like, okay. And then the dad being like, how he was like close to death and then he died, and like that part was funny too.
You saw how he died, right?
Which guy?
The dad
Wait,
of the
yeah, he has him
bride.
kill
Yeah,
him.
that part confused me because I just saw the guy walk over, and our projector has pretty bad quality, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, he like nodded over. He like, hey, go get him. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna
to
go
one of
Yeah,
the
I
kill him.
know,
guards,
but
and he
like, how did
stabbed
the
him.
guy kill him? What did he do?
Stabbed him.
Okay, I didn't see that. I was like, I don't know how he just killed him, but okay, he's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, because he wants his daughter to marry the knight instead of. Is that what it was?
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Doesn't matter.
But also throughout this whole movie, I just liked how easily the swords just slice through things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they barely
Like-
touch an arm falls off.
Yeah, that was just like
The special effects were so bad.
so
It was
funny.
good.
And that's the funniest part. So
Yeah.
to bring it back to Excalibur is it almost was, even though Excalibur came out 6 years after this movie did, it's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as ridiculous, but basically it's just almost exactly the same, except they're wearing way more armor, like actual suits of armor. So everybody's moving all slow and they're like, and the guy's like, blood. It's so ridiculous. Like, I just don't think they were very smart to just wear like chainmail and not actual suits of armor and just have like helmets on,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because putting any more on, it looks so stupid. They really didn't figure out how to have people in armor moving around.
They did talk about putting more armor on when they faced the rabbit.
Did that not get you, Jane? when,
So stupid.
when he's
I don't
just
think I even remember that part.
so the dude is going on and about how dangerous how the beast is, and then they get up there and it's just a little rabbit, and they're just like, oh, whatever, you're full of shit. And then they send the one dude, and the rabbit just goes flying across the air right into his neck, and his head falls off.
No, I don't think I saw that part.
You didn't see that part?
No.
What?
That part's so funny.
Outside the cave.
Maybe that's when I was looking at other people's reviews.
Oh,
Then
that's
like
one of the best
6
parts.
or 7 of them storm the rabbit, and the rabbit kicks all of their asses.
Kills them all. And they have to get the holy hand grenade to kill the rabbit.
The holy
killed
hand
5.
grenade. Oh my god. And they were like talking about how to use it.
And then he's
For
like,
me,
count to 3, and he goes, 1, 2, 5. Like, 3,
No.
sir. 3.
and I think that was like the whole point, wasn't it? Like the fact that like maybe they were building up to that when he said, "Oh, they killed 5." No, they killed 3. And then the grenade, and then after that, the bridge as well. At the bridge, when he's like, the guy asks you 5 questions, 3.
3
It's 3
questions.
questions.
What's your name? What's your quest? And what's your favorite color?
Buddy the Elf. I like when he asked the one guy his favorite color and he's like, blue. He's like, wait, no.
Phew!
Yeah.
And then you get the swallow callback. And he's like, European or African? And he's like, oh, I didn't know that. And
don't
then
know.
the gatekeeper dude gets flown off.
I like that there's an intermission at the very end of the movie. That
Yeah.
was so funny to me.
To go back to the very beginning and with the credits at the beginning, were you guys paying attention to all the shit about the moose
Yeah.
underneath? All
Wait,
the
what?
extra. So they were showing the credits, but they were adding all this funny shit in about a
Oh,
moose
yeah.
and everything and before. And then they fired that guy, and then they fired the next guy, and that's
Yeah.
why they had to hire new people. And that's why it went into like Mexican mariachi music.
Yeah. And then at the
Good
end, it was
shit.
just like nothing.
Well, because they didn't used to. The credits used to be at the beginning of the movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was like a contract thing with. So all the credits in old movies used to be at the beginning, and then it just said the end, and the movie was over.
Yeah, it was
Because
just like black screen with some music for a few minutes.
I looked it up, and I believe the logic is that nobody stuck around to see the credits, so it was like out of respect to the crew to force everyone to watch them at the beginning of the movie, which kind of makes sense. I think it didn't start changing until like the 70s.
I liked it.
So they they go into the cave, and then it's just pretty ingenious to just have an animated dragon thing instead of having to make a whole dragon. It's gonna look like shit.
Very on budget.
Yes. Terry Gilliam, who is part of Monty Python, and I believe was like the listed director of the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure so I'm not talking on my ass. Yeah, Terry Gilliam and Terry Jones. And I don't know if Terry Gilliam is actually in. I think he's one of the characters. Oh, yeah, he's Patsy. But he's the one who directed it. And he's gone on to be the director of a bunch of movies. Like he directed 12 Monkeys and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, other shit that you guys may have seen, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Brazil, Time
Nice.
Bandits.
No.
No.
That again, what was his name?
Terry Gilliam, pretty famous director. Have you guys seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or 12 Monkeys or Brazil?
Fear and Loathing.
Okay. He's a good director. At least he was.
And then the artist or animator got a heart attack.
Oh, right. Very clever way
Stupid.
of ending your shit.
Yeah, seriously. I didn't see a way of them defeating it, so that was a clever way, especially them dying at everything.
And then the next scene is they get to that castle, right? And it's the French guy, which I believe the French guard is Eric Idle, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be, so nobody sue me. And he's just insulting the shit out of him.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it
Yeah,
on here.
I got it.
Yeah, there's the
Let's
part
see.
where he says knights, but he says like a K, Nuggets, K, something like that. There's, your father smells of elderberry. I fart in your general direction. Just insult
I
after
blow my
insult.
nose at you.
Just things that are like, they seem bad, but they're not bad.
Mm-hmm.
What a strange person.
Because it wasn't that a thing like I wave a fist at you or something, or what was that?
Don't remember. I'm trying to find it. Pulling it up. Computing.
I'm French. Why do you think I have this outrageous accent?
I thought it was Spanish for a minute there.
They kind of look like a Spanish conquistador, huh?
Yeah, they do. Especially with the way that they were throwing the animals.
Do you have beef with Spain?
God, I fucking hate the Spanish people. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate Spanish people. They just, fucking colonized Mexico, killed a bunch of people, raped a bunch of people, just spread around Catholicism, which was a fucking poison to Mexico. And, so they're just pieces of shit even now. They're just racist as fuck towards Mexican people because they don't speak the right Spanish. What a bunch of fucking assholes.
Word.
Pop off, King.
Period.
Speak on it.
I am also after Holy Grail. Sorry.
It's K Niggets. That's what he calls them. But he's just mispronouncing nights.
We gotta bleep that. It's too close.
From the movie, if I say it. It's from the movie.
From the movie.
From the movie.
Isn't it?
In it. Governor.
Mm,
Okay, so yeah, he rallies up. There's like a whole Braveheart rallying the troops to storm the castle, and then the cops show up and arrest him for murdering that professor dude. And the movie's over. And we, of course, covered every single thing that happened in that movie and talked about it in its complete entirety. And
absolutely.
no one can say anything otherwise.
Mm-mm. How could they?
And they won't. And they never will.
Ask the question.
I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to go around the horn, and I'm going to find out if this is worth the watch. And this one may be applicable to ask, are you mad? Are you glad? We might be able to bring that back for this episode.
Just for this
Jaden?
episode.
Jaden, are you mad or are you glad that I made you watch this?
I'm mad because I was bored and I didn't want to spend my time watching it. I could have watched something else, like The Traitors. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I could have watched something else or slept.
Perfect. I'm glad that you would rather be sleeping than watch this movie.
Sure.
Now I wish I would have picked Excalibur, stuck with it. Make you really mad.
No, but there were funny parts and it was fine. I'd probably give it. What is the rating?
Flesh wounds. How many flesh wounds do you give it?
Why do I feel like we already did that?
Bloody flesh wounds.
Okay.
Last one.
African swallows.
Yeah. How many African swallows do you give it?
I'm gonna do shrubbery.
Fine.
Just fuck your rating system.
Ooh, how about holy hand grenades? How many holy hand grenades do you give it?
Also, what you said? Also.
Oh, me. Also, what's our rating for the month? What's our fantasy rating?
Magical orbs.
Okay.
I don't know. Anybody got any better ideas?
I don't know, like swords or something.
Swords.
How many
How many?
Tim's the Enchanters?
Tim the Enchanter.
No, it has to
Who's
be
a
something that
sorcerer?
will go with all movies.
Yeah. How about just sorcerers? How many sorcerers?
Okay, that's kind of dumb. I would give it a 3.5 holy hand grenades. Is that what you said? And I would give it a 3 for sorcerers, I guess.
Fine. Better than I was expecting. I don't like it, but I respect it.
I just feel like half the time I was like, this is like fantasy, I guess, but it's not what I would. When I'm thinking fantasy, that's not what I'm thinking.
That's fair enough. It was a panic choice, I'll admit.
Yeah.
Last minute decision.
And then I asked Eli, I was like, is this a fantasy? And he's like, it's medieval. Like, bro, that's
Sorry.
real. That really happened.
I mean, it had
I feel
some.
like they do kind of tend to, I don't know, they
I
meld.
get what you're saying. I mean, it is a parody, but have you guys ever watched the Disney Sword in the Stone,
Mm-mm.
which is the same story? It's the same thing. I mean, that's fantasy. Like there's Merlin, it's all bullshit fantasy. The whole Arthurian legend is all made up nonsense with witches and
Yeah, it's like when you go to the Renaissance fair and half the
Yeah.
people are dressed up in medieval clothes and half the people are dressed as fucking fairies and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's what differs from just fiction versus fantasy.
I mean, I get what you're saying. If this was just like, let's say it was about the Crusades and it didn't have magic or sorcery and shit like that and dragons, but this has all that. So I think it goes into the fantasy realm. It didn't really lean into it in this movie as much as other movies of the same topic about King Arthur do, because they don't have the budget for it. And, they animated all the fantastical parts, like God talking to him and sending him on the quest and all that kind of shit. And the Lady in the Lake wasn't in there. But if you were to watch any other telling of the same story, it's all very fantasy. But I get your point. I'm not mad at you. I respect a 3 out of 5. That's fine. It's not a 0. That's fine. I think you're crazy for not thinking it's hilarious, but it's fine.
I think there were hilarious parts for me, but altogether, not something I would watch again.
But for being 50 years old, that's not bad, right? Pretty funny for 50 years old.
Yeah,
Okay. Got to grade it on a curve.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Eli, Was it worth the watch again?
Yes, 100%. For a minute there, I forgot this movie existed, and I fucking love this movie. It's so funny to me. And I think that I'm not mad that I watched. I'm very glad I watched it. I'll give it 4.5.
Holy hand grenades.
Holy hand grenades. Because it really is that good. I feel like this definitely reaches a specific audience and just people who like silly, ridiculous stuff. And what was the other one? For fantasy? What was the fantasy one?
Just sorcerers.
Okay, we'll go sorcerers for this episode, I think.
Yeah, we can change it.
What about spells?
Sorcerer spells.
Sorcerer spells? No? Okay, whatever. I'm going to give it 5 sorcerer spells because I do think it fits. I think it fits just right. It's got witches. It's got God. It's got fucking rabbits. It's got
Wizards.
wizards. Tim the Enchanter, to be exact.
Yeah.
And come on, like who
It's got a
doesn't know Tim the
dragon.
Enchanter? It's got a fucking dragon with a bunch of eyeballs.
It's got a 3-headed knight.
That's what we
Yeah.
should have done.
I forgot about the 3-headed knight.
Yeah, we did forget about the 3-headed knight.
I did like it a lot.
Cool. Darian, to you.
I am glad I watched this movie. I definitely think it's worth the watch if you like stupid humor, which I do. I will give it 4 holy hand grenades and 4 sorcerers spells.
Yay.
Woohoo. What about you, Sean? Are you glad or are you sad that you watched this movie?
I am very happy that I picked this. I am sad that Jaden didn't love it, but that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I'm glad that I watched it again. I bought this like a year ago and just totally forgot that I even had it. So it was awesome to watch it all restored and looking really good. And I'm going to give it 5 holy hand grenades because it's very sentimental to me. So I'm grading it on a curve of remembering my friends and I quoting it for years and years and years and it being such a huge deal growing up. And it deserves a place in the pantheon of very important movies. And I will give it, because it doesn't lean into the fantastic parts, because probably budget related, and it's just probably not as funny. I'm going to give it 4.5 sorcerers for being on theme, because I do agree with Jaden to a point that this particular movie doesn't necessarily 100% fit fantasy, but the story of King Arthur does. But this movie doesn't specifically lean into it. I mean, it's pretty fantastical that the cops show up and arrest King Arthur for killing a guy. I mean, that's pretty fantastical if you ask me. But so if my calculations are right, it's like a 4.25, 3.5, and a 5, and 2 4.5s.
I think I did 4.
Oh, 4?
4.
Okay, well, it's still over 4.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the Monty Python crew and everyone involved. You are a very important movie. Congratulations.
Yay.
And we're doing Darian's pick next week.
Which I'm now nervous about because I'm like, is mine fantasy or does it fall right in the same line as this movie?
It has a lot of more fantasy.
I should have just done the Ella Enchanted or something.
Never seen it. Don't know.
It's a
I
good
think
movie.
whatever Jaden ends up picking will be a first time watch for me.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing Ella Enchanted. I don't think you would like it.
But I chose Princess Bride.
Classic.
Very.
Love it. I already have my Criterion 4K disc packed so I can watch it while I'm on my next trip to Virginia.
Nice.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Perfect. We will discuss that. And there'll be some sad stuff to talk about in that episode.
Oh, yeah.
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 Bring your tissues.
Bring
and
your tissues.
lotion.
Ew.
As you wish, Eli, as you wish. Well, please rate, review, subscribe, all that bullshit that no one does. But, if you feel like it, throw us a bone. It does help. And until next time, as always, please out.